Encouraging the natural curiosity of young children while keeping them safe is the central challenge of caregiving. Children develop rapidly in size, strength, mobility, and level of curiosity. Their abilities and skills change daily. When you care for children, you must provide safe and interesting experiences for each of them. Activities that match each child's changing skill and interest are the best choices to maintain child safety. It's your role to provide a safe haven in which children can grow and learn by exploring their environment and the objects around them. To help you prepare your program for children, know and follow the New York State Office of Children and Family Services regulations, assess the environment, plan ahead, and provide competent supervision. Let's take a closer look at each of these strategies and see how using them will make your program safer. The first strategy is to know and follow the regulations. Regulations establish the floor for safety. They also assist you in identifying and correcting common hazards. Throughout this training, you'll be learning how to work with these regulations. The second strategy for safety is to assess the environment and then to reassess it frequently. Children see the world from a different perspective. Get down on your hands and knees. Scan the room and its contents from a child's point of view. What are the most interesting and attractive things you see? You can bet a child will be attracted to those same things. A crawling baby will discover a thumbtack that has fallen under a bulletin board. A beginning walker will grab whatever's nearby for balance. 2-year-olds love to climb, and a bookshelf looks just like a ladder. And what 3-year-old can resist exploring in a cupboard? If you discover hazards, make adjustments now to avoid accidents. A one-time assessment is never enough. Children's abilities change rapidly, and what may have been safe last week may not be safe today. When there's a mismatch between a child's abilities and the environment, accidents are likely to happen. Wouldn't it be great if everything in your program stayed right where you put it? Realistically, that's never going to happen. Your program is a living environment. Children, their families, or other people may inadvertently create a hazard or disturb safeguards you've put into place. Check your environment on a daily basis and routinely throughout the day. The next strategy is to plan ahead. Most injuries occur when you're distracted. The phone may ring, a child may need to use the bathroom during outside play, or a parent may ask to talk with you at pickup time. How will you handle these situations and be sure the children are safe and supervised? Plan ahead, anticipate these events, and be ready to respond. The number one thing you can do to keep children safe is to provide competent supervision. Childproofing is never enough. You must be attentive and careful because the children need you, the adult, to keep them safe. Active young children will crawl or climb onto anything available. This is why the placement of furniture is important. Make sure furniture is placed away from windows and other attractive hazards. You might think that all toys and materials and other supplies made for children would be safe for children. Be sure to check all materials and play equipment used by the children to make sure they're sturdy and free from sharp or rough edges. Check art materials to make sure they conform to the American Society of Testing and Materials, or ASTM, standard. Your equipment doesn't have to be brand new, but older equipment can sometimes be hazardous. Use high chairs that have a wide, stable base and a safety strap that goes around the child's waist and another strap that goes between the legs. The slats on cribs must be 2 3/8 inches apart or closer, and use only pack-and-plays with tiny mesh openings. Cords on blinds and draperies need to be secured as well. Simple cord safety devices are available that help remove this hazard. Routinely examine children's toys for small pieces. A simple test is to use a choke tube. You can buy one online or in a local store. Place the toy or small object in question in the tube. If the toy falls through the tube like this, it poses a choking hazard to small children. Children are curious and love to see what treasures they can find. Backpacks and handbags often contain harmful objects. Be sure to teach everyone to put backpacks or handbags out of children's reach. Smoking is prohibited in the areas used by children. Cigarettes, lighters, ashtrays, and other smoking materials can present health risks and need to be kept out of reach. Houseplants are beautiful, but did you know that some plants can be harmful to children? Substitute safe plants for the hazardous ones. Accidental poisoning creates another danger. According to the American Association of Poison Control Centers, more than 1 million children each year are exposed to potentially poisonous medicines and household chemicals. You may be surprised just how many toxic products can be found in and around your program. Cleaning supplies and other chemicals must always be stored out of children's reach. Locking cabinets will provide an added degree of safety. You'll need a working telephone in your program. Post emergency numbers next to all telephones. That way, it's easy to glance at the list and call for assistance quickly. Young children will love to help you prepare meals, but kitchens can be filled with hazards. Provide opportunities for them to measure, mix, and stir. Just to be safe, move pots to the back burner, turn pan handles in on the stove, and use a stove guard. I enjoy a hot cup of tea every morning, but hot liquids and young children don't mix. Have your coffee or tea before children arrive to prevent them from being burned. Stairs pose a hazard, especially for active toddlers. Safety gates are available that, when used properly, restrict them from unsafe areas. Never use an accordion-style gate. The openings present a strangling risk. Door locks and locking devices are intriguing to children. When preparing your program to provide care, you need to check all the doors. If a door has a lock on the inside, you must be able to unlock it from the outside. Otherwise, the lock should be removed and the handset replaced. Blocked doorways can prevent you from getting out in an emergency. Be sure to keep all entrances and exits to your program clear. As you prepare your program environment, watch for signs of chipped paint. Paint chips, especially those that contain lead, pose a serious risk to children. During the winter months, make sure all snow is cleared away to make entering and exiting your program safe. Did you know that a child can drown in less than an inch of water? Because infants and toddlers are top-heavy, be sure to keep the toilet seat lid down after each use. Toilet seat locks offer an added degree of protection. Anything that contains water poses a serious risk to a young child. So be diligent about what to watch for and how to correct unsafe situations wherever you find them. Hot water can seriously burn a child. A temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit or less is recommended so that children don't get burned while washing their hands. Check the temperature of your water heater and turn it down if necessary. If you don't have access to the water heater, be sure to speak with the person who does and check to make sure the temperature has been adjusted. Water and electricity don't mix. Unplug all electrical appliances and place them out of children's reach. You can help prevent accidents and injuries by observing them and anticipating potential safety problems. Part of your job is to teach children about safety as they grow. Young children don't understand dangerous situations and cannot predict the results of their actions. You, as the adult, must provide guidance and a safe environment. The children in your care can never be responsible for maintaining their own safety. The sooner they learn the basics of safety, the more naturally they will develop the attitudes that lead to lifelong patterns of safe behavior. You can begin teaching the basics informally as soon as they understand the meaning of certain words, such as hot or stop. Teach children about safety by providing learning experiences and by modeling safe behaviors. Take advantage of teachable moments by making suggestions for safer alternatives. Use information from your observations to make sure that there's a good match between each child's abilities and their choice of activities or experiences. A safe environment and providing competent supervision are the best ways to protect them and keep them safe.